These are the tales and ramblings of two men, their dream of running a successful food truck business and life. We invite you along to join Josh and Skippy on this journey. This is Monday Morning Food Truck.
Good morning, Skippy.
Good morning!
I can hear you. That's so nice of you to finally speak to me.
Oh, I didn't know you wanted me to. I can't read glasses. There's nothing there, bud.
I mean, who joins a meeting and just doesn't say hi?
Oh, wait, it said recording in progress. I didn't know if you wanted that in our little...
I want it all,
Hey.
Skippy.
How's it going?
Did you hear the intro?
No.
No. Well, your timing was perfect on your eyebrow raise at the end of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
well.
I didn't think you could, but...
So you're saying I'm perfect?
No. One of the things we need to get fixed, or I need to work on once I have, after these next 4 weeks, is you being able to hear the other things and, yeah, taking this podcast to the next level. As the Kelsey brothers say, new heights. Taking it there.
Yeah?
Hi, Skippy. How are you?
Oh, I'm happy it's this week.
Good morning, all our wonderful, lovely fans out there listening live, I'm sure. I know we probably have at least a couple.
Okay, we have hundreds. What are you talking about?
I'm going to go with Fran's listening live. I'm going to guess Chad is listening live, and probably Isaac. If anybody else, hit that chat button and let us know you're here. Along with any other questions that you might have for us. I know Isaac has a couple more. He has been a wealth of conversation starters for us, and I appreciate it. And we missed one of his questions from a week ago, by the way.
I can't do everything, bud. I'm sorry.
I don't ask you to do everything. I just ask you to do the one thing.
Oh, I'm the question guy. Okay, let me stop whatever I'm doing to be the question fella.
You know what? I have you on one screen. I have the soundboard on another. How many screens do you want me to have up and running here?
I've got two.
Yeah?
I've got two. Just
What
so
do you
know.
have on those screens?
You on one, and basically everything else that I need on the other.
Yeah, for the podcast?
Yeah.
Shut up. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought, Skippy. I see you're rocking your proud Michigan State sweatshirt there. It is Michigan State week. How are you feeling?
Not good. Not good.
I saw an article this morning that said it was the largest spread in decades. I don't know what it is, but I feel bad for Sparty this week. Because it ain't going to be pretty, I don't think.
No. The wonderful Michigan State Spartans are, oh boy, not good right now. And it's mainly because more internal shit versus, excuse my language, versus anything else. And if they just get rid of the...
Yeah, I don't know that they were going to be really, really good otherwise.
If they ignore the noise...
Yeah.
I
think they were going to be an okay, probably middle-of-the-road Big Ten team this year. But this certainly is not helping. So, I feel bad for you guys as fans. It sucks. I mean, you're not
But it's
built for
at
that.
Michigan State.
That doesn't matter. It's not going to matter.
I'm just saying, it's at Michigan
I
State.
know.
And by the way, the line opened up Wolverines as a 23-point favorite.
I will say this.
But it's not the largest.
No? Ever?
In 1990.
So it was right. It's the largest spread in decades.
Correct.
Yeah.
No, sorry, 2016. The line closed Michigan. It was a 24.5-point favorite.
Yeah.
2016.
All right. I will say this. Michigan is pretty awful against the spread. The last two games not included. So I think last week was the first time they actually hit the spread. So they're on a 2-week spread against the spread streak. But I actually put money on Indiana with points.
How'd that work out?
Not too bad. I only lost $4. I was going with the historic. Michigan doesn't cover the spread, so the starters were in longer than I thought they would be, thanks to a slow start.
Michigan is 7-0 with every win coming by 25 points or more.
I know. But the spread was 33 last week. Yeah. Uh-huh.
All right. I'm sure this will be our last talk for the day on this subject. Go Lions! Yes, Lions foosball is alive and well. 20-6 over good old Baker.
That's 15 in a row they've scored 20 points or more, and it is their best 16 game stretch since 1961 to 62, which is saying something for Lions, man. That's a long time coming. And I don't know if you saw the game or not. I noticed it very early on. There was a whole lot of blue in their stadium.
They traveled.
Oh yeah, they've been traveling everywhere, which is awesome. I hope it keeps up. But the next game here is probably their toughest.
They got a dogfight this weekend.
It's probably their toughest game they have for the rest of the season.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that, but they have a dogfight this weekend.
They have a minimum of 7 more wins, and that's on the low end. That's if they lose all the games against teams with winning records. They have seven games against losing record teams left.
Yeah, but the Buccaneers came in 3-1.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. If they only beat the teams they have left with losing records, they still have 7 wins. They still have the Vikings twice, the Bears twice, and the Packers once. That's 5.
And the Broncos.
Yeah, yeah, I know. The Broncos.
And the Raiders.
The Raiders could be interesting, but it's Monday night at Ford Field.
3 weeks against at San Diego. That'll be a tough game.
Yep. So I had San Diego, New Orleans this week. I had 2 more that week.
A little Christmas Eve Lions action.
Yeah.
So yeah. See, I think they still have, again, two not back to back, but 1 week in between. But they have the Vikings, Cowboys, Vikings.
Yeah, I don't think the Cowboys are anything what they were hyped to be at the beginning of the year. I think it's quickly showing that all their wins have come against teams with losing records. I think.
I think so.
Yeah, I think the Cowboys.
The Bears and the Panthers.
Yeah, impressive.
Yay. Hold on.
But I still had that circled as a potential loss, even though. So I mean, it's.
If the Vikings, this is what I don't understand about. I will say not conference play, but I think it's conference play. Vikings play the Eagles. Why don't the Lions play the Eagles? Don't they all kind of try to play the same teams?
No. So there's predetermined schedules. Okay? And then there's like a handful of games. There's only like 5 games year to year that are determined by like your win-loss record from the previous year. If that makes sense. Okay. So where you finish in your division, so you play another division kind of, and I'm going to get this all wrong, and I hope we get some comments.
They play they play alternate AFC division or AFC conference.
Yeah, so there's a lot of games that there are the same, but I think the Packers even play the 49ers or something like that. But so yeah, most of that's predetermined. There's like 5 games that move depending on records or how you finish in your division.
Packers play the Rams, the Steelers, the Chiefs. Which we played Chiefs anyway.
Yeah, I think everybody played the Chiefs. So I think
Giants.
So in that other NFC division, so the NFC East, the Lions have a different team in the East that they play that no one else plays. Based on how they finish. So since the Vikings won the division, they play the division winner of the NFC East this year.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So that's where you kind of get, they try to get some parity in there where the worst team of the division plays the worst team of the division that other side.
Yeah.
But as we all know, it doesn't always work great.
However, after this weekend, there is no undefeated teams.
I know, which is shocking.
The Eagles
First
lost
time
to the Jets.
First time ever.
Jets.
The Jets.
Like, being a Patriots fan for a long time, I hated the Jets. Still hate the Jets.
Jets.
Anyway, all right. Back to enough of our football talk. Back to our regularly scheduled program.
Yeah,
I want to skip my week. How was yours?
We had 3 sellouts.
Great for you.
All during lunch.
That's
pretty
awesome.
much. It's weird. And we kind of saw this happening the previous week, where when I think I mentioned it, our lunches were busier than we thought they would be. So maybe it is just the end of the season. People are trying to get out more. I don't know. But yeah, we had some pretty good lunches this last week. Yeah, unexpected good lunches. So even with the rain and the cold, it really was a crappy weather week. But we had the big question mark for us was a marching band invitational, which I felt really comfortable taking with the number of bands they had. Even if it rained, people were still going to be there. So the morning session, so there was 2 different actual competitions, one in the morning, one in the evening. They moved the morning stuff inside because of all the rain Friday and then Saturday morning, which is fine. They parked us right by the entrance, so people were walking by us all the time.
I was wondering what that picture was.
Yeah, so we were right at the entrance to the big gymnasium that they were doing the indoor marching band stuff. The problem is getting people to come back outside after they're already inside watching kids was hard to do. And it's a much smaller space, so people were just watching their kids and then getting the heck out. So there was no one hanging out for the entire competition. Once they had their sections awards, they were gone. Which typically at these things, kids are fans. I mean, they want to watch other bands, and parents kind of hang out, and it's a thing, an hours long thing. So the rain kind of hurt us in the morning. We got word in the afternoon, since it had stopped raining, that they were going to move the evening stuff to the regular football field. And at one point in time, we go inside the stadium to set up near the concessions. So they were still running their concession stand stuff, which we knew ahead of time. Wasn't a huge deal. There should have been enough people. The surprise to us was the addition of another food truck that we found out about an hour before they showed up that they were coming. We knew there was going to be a popcorn vendor there and an almond vendor there. No big deal. But we had another entree truck arrive. I don't blame that truck at all. Good friends of ours. It was nice to get some food from them. But the weather was still not super great. And the beginning of this evening competition, so the way they stacked the divisions was you started with the smaller schools. Smaller schools means less kids in band, which means less parents and friends. So that whole first 3 hours was all Class C, Class D schools, 15, 25 people in a band, and people still not really sticking around a whole lot. The larger schools like Granville, Rockford, where you have 130 people in a band, weren't taking the field until 8 o'clock that night. And we had told them that we were planning on staying only until 6 or 7 originally, because I didn't have a schedule. I didn't even think about the procedural, what the lineup would be in the order that it would be. So we had planned on about a $3,000 day going in, and we cooked for that. We did about $1,400, $1,500. We made some money, but not nearly what we thought we would. And it was a really long, cold, wet day. We got on site at 7:30, to get in before cars and buses started arriving. And we left. I think we pulled out 10 to 8 at night. So, yeah, a really long day in the rain and to do $1,400. Yeah. But, you know, it's one of those things, well, we wouldn't necessarily not go back. But now we have questions to ask for these types of things, you know. Can I see the schedule for the day? And then maybe we determine we only go in for, we start at 5 o'clock and go until 10 o'clock instead of being there all day. Or at a minimum, we could.
I assume you were busier in the afternoon.
Yeah, so we had originally planned on stopping at 7 because that's when the other food truck, they had to leave at 7 to go to another event. So we were just kind of going to follow them out of the gate because they had to stop flow of traffic and move people to get us out. So we were planning on leaving about the same time. We got a couple messages from some folks in Rockford that were on their way to see the bands that evening. Our friend Melissa Greco, whose neighborhood we set up in a lot, spread the word to the Rockford band people that we were going to be there. So we were kind of waiting. We got a message at about 7. They asked if we were still open. I said, probably 10, 15 more minutes. And we actually had our busiest hour of the day from 7 to 7:45. So every time we tried to flip the sign, we had 3 more people in line, which is good. But yeah, we had already started kind of pre-closing and had stuff wrapped up, so it got to be a little bit of a pain in the ass when you're dirtying all the dishes you just cleaned. But happy to have the sales, and yeah. It got once we hit like 5:30, it started to pick up. But things you learn. It was another good day on the farm, a slow start, but on Sunday the weather was good. We stayed dry. It was cloudy to sunny, on and off, and I'm sure the late start on the Lions game helped too. So yeah, that's my week. It was overall a pretty good week. Yeah, still getting a lot of requests for quotes. Adding on a company employee meeting dinner our last week. So still getting in a little bit of catering stuff, which is awesome. So.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Chad says he has no sound.
Turn your sound up, Chad.
Yeah, it shows everything's coming through for me, Chad.
So I need to the rest of the big news happening on my trailer front. I already shared it with you, but I'll share it with everybody else. It is ready to have the equipment installed, which is basically the finishing process of a trailer / food truck. So I made the last big payment, a little under $29,000, and I vomited about 3 times after I did it.
You did send me the pictures. Looks good. That's a sharp looking trailer.
Yeah.
You're not happy?
It's not that I'm not happy. Like,
It's
first of
just
all,
a shell. I mean, it's
no. I mean, it's beautiful. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like, it's beautiful. I hate spending money. Unless it's an impulse buy, then I'm okay with it. I justify it to myself. But I just hate spending money, and even though I know that good things are going to come from this, I'm still skeptical that I just spent $60,000 on a trailer without like an absolute solid plan for next year. So it's like, I mean, tax guy will be okay with me, but whether my bank account will be okay with me or not, that's a different story.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. It's scary. Here I am trying my best to spend money without a solid plan for next year, and you're scared to death of it.
Maybe I never thought I'd get to this point. Like, I knew I was going to buy a new trailer because this one has really served its purpose for, starting out what I wanted it for. But
right.
It's just the running of two. I found somebody that it lives actually close to my Brooklyn location that um, she's got a full ride to college. So I assume she's smart. I actually did a actually did a reference check because I when she worked at Gordon seasonally, so I kind of went to the manager and I said, "Hey, would you hire her back?" She said, "Absolutely, but she's going to college." I'm like, okay.
Nice.
I told her she's a taste tester person at Sam's right now,
Okay.
and I said, "This is what I would pay you," and she's like, "Done." And she's like, I don't know, 20 minutes from that location. I said it'd be 3 days a week, maybe more. She's like, "That's fine. Just let me know." I'm like,
So I'm
oh
curious,
boy,
what are you paid, if you don't mind?
15
Awesome.
plus they get all the cash tips and 25% of the credit card tips.
Who gets the other 75% of the credit card tips?
The credit card fee people. So I read an article. Maybe we should. That could be a topic. I read an
Yeah,
article.
this is this. Well, and every time I've seen it posted online, it gets pretty hot. So,
Well,
go
okay,
ahead.
that wasn't. I didn't read an article. It was the post online, probably that you saw
Okay.
about taking out credit card tips and whether you can dock credit card tips and pay processing fees with them. And I'd have to go back and find it. And people were saying there were people that said it was shady, and there were people that said it was 100% legal, and that it seemed like a lot of people were doing it. So I don't know the law if there is a law about that. I'm just going by what I saw. But
Hmm. All right.
but anyway,
But so 75 seems like a lot.
there's not a lot of tips in this location, so
Okay.
honestly, most of it's cash tips anyway.
All right. But yeah, I mean, as long as if she's cool with it, I mean, but what happens then when you have another employee? If you have to have two there, or do you not see the possibility of having two there?
I right now, based off what I've done, I don't see the possibility of it.
Okay.
Maybe if it's if people understand that I'm going to be that the trailer is going to be there all the time,
Yep.
then maybe, and we'll get to that point. Maybe I'll have them split it 50-50.
I mean,
The entire tip.
the employee part, the first employee still gets 20. Her 25 is not going to go down.
No, it would go up.
So you take it out of the 75 that goes to processing fees and stuff.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Ish. We'll figure that out. We'll figure that out when I get to that point. Still got months.
Months.
My Brooklyn location was kind of slow. We picked it up as I had a good private event with Corrigan Oil. They want to hire me back for a all-day training session that they have coming in the beginning of the year, so that's good.
Nice.
I made so in Michigan, pretty much late Thursday, all day Friday. Well, not all day Friday, half of Friday, and all day Saturday was nothing but rain. I was scheduled to go to a farmer's market in Battle Creek, where I did one last year and brought in like $1,800 in like a 3-hour time frame. And I did two so far this year and did break $750 to travel to Battle Creek. So I made the decision. So I contacted them. I said, "Hey, when would you cancel this because of rain?" They're like, "Well, it's a rain or shine event. Plus, inside Kellogg Arena, we have the rodeo." I'm like, "Well, nobody's going to exit Kellogg Arena to come to get food from a food truck. Like that's
In
just
the
not
rain.
gonna happen. In the rain."
Yeah.
So I made the executive decision not to go to a night event, and I just set up at my local Home Depot all day, and it was okay. Had a lot of people asking me where the hot dog guy was that normally parks there.
Just tell me you
He's
chased
at
him
another
off.
event. No, I said he's at another event. I actually asked him before I came. And then Saturday was our Flavor Fruit Farm in Somerset. All day rain. 2 food trucks there. Did like $675, which I was ecstatic to do, and the other food truck did. So we've had this gentleman on our podcast before who books all the food trucks for this location, and he makes it known that when he books you that you have to follow the rules.
Okay.
Well, if he doesn't follow the rules, why do we have to? So I guess he started asking. So it's 11 to 4 is the time to set up. I'm under the impression that he started asking to leave at about 1 o'clock.
No.
Like, not even giving it a chance. He ended up leaving at 3. I ended up selling another $150 worth of food. But I guess he did $275 all day and I did $675. So anyway, this is, so I paid my 10%, my $60 or something. And I gave the guy, because they charge $15 to get into the festival area, which is like you pick apples, bounce houses, corn mazes, wagon rides, stuff like that, which of course they aren't doing in the rain. They're like, well, what do you feel about that? And I'm like, well, I can tell you this year I haven't done anywhere near the sales that I did last year. And I feel it has something to do with that part of it because, granted, if you're charging $15 to get in, not everybody's going to do whatever you're charging $15 to get in for. They're like, well, yeah, but in previous years we've had, each item or each activity has its own price. I said, well, you were charging, let's say, $5 for a wagon ride per person. That's, family of 4, that's $20, but you're charging $15 to get in. So I'd be interested to see at the end of the year if your revenue is down because of this.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, yeah, we'll take a look at it. Whatever. And I set up a Home Depot on a whim yesterday. My town loves ribs for some reason, so I did a rib and wing combo. I cooked like 50 whole wings and sold out in 2 hours. Or sold out of the wings in 2 hours. Stayed there till like 3:30, 3:45. Did another $600. So my whole week total was probably the lowest it has been in quite some time. I think I did about $2,900 the whole week.
Damn.
So when I said that in the beginning that I was very happy it was this week, let's hope for the best.
Well, on to better things.
Yes.
Forecast looks pretty good for this week. We have some chances of rain late in the week, but it's only 40% and not the 100% that I got to look at for 4 days before it rained.
Yes.
And even on the days it wasn't supposed to rain, we still had rain. So, yeah. FU forecast.
Absolutely. FU forecast.
Yeah. But the temperatures are kind of stabilized. We're going to be back to close to normal this week, at least. So we're low 60s, upper 50s all week, which is nice. It'll be very comfortable on the truck. We actually got Saturday even. We turned on our exhaust vents to kind of suck some of the heat out of the trailer. Got a little warm in there. But yeah, we keep all the windows are closed when we're not having orders and stuff, so it kind of traps everything.
You're not getting a hood in the new trailer, are you?
No. So just like yours, we'd have the fantastic fans above the steam tables. So,
and they're on switches. I like that.
Yeah. It'd be nice if they were adjustable, kind of like how our hood is, where we can go from low to high.
See, the way I saw them in my camper, I had a knob up top, and it was adjustable.
Okay.
But these ones seem like they're on switches, because there's a whole bunch of switches next to my front door.
Yeah.
Or side, whatever. He sent me an email. Sir, we told him you didn't want any bar locks on your doors. They put a bar lock on your porch door.
A bar lock?
Like the one that you close. Like for the back of like an enclosed trailer.
Okay. Oh yeah, I got you. Yeah.
big bar with a thing.
Really?
So I told, yeah, they put one on the back of the porch, which is completely enclosed. So it's like,
Yeah.
okay, thanks.
That's nice.
That's fantastic. So happy. And then they were gonna put my my propane single burner thing for my pots, stock pot burner. They were gonna mount it to the floor, like obviously like 5 inches up. I'm like, you realize how low that's gonna be, right? I said, can you maybe mount it, like put some feet on it, throw it on the wheel well? No, we really can't put it on the wheel well. I'm like, can you put it maybe on like an equipment stand?
Yeah.
Oh, that might work.
Yeah, that's super low.
Yeah, I mean, he sent me a picture of the burner, and it's only got like 3-inch legs. What the hell would you put on the floor for? But hey, whatever. Anyway, what's next on the agenda?
I don't know. You want to go to a Lions Vikings game
Sure, I think.
in Minnesota,
Ooh.
December 30th?
Ooh.
What?
Saturday game?
I don't know. Is it?
I don't know. You driving?
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Oh wait, nope. This is Christmas Eve.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah, I can't do that one. No, actually, I can't do anything after December 15th. My wife's having surgery that I have to be there for.
So, oops. Back to football real quick. My wife works in medical at the jail.
Yeah.
So they're having a first responders.
She's not an inmate, everybody. She's not an inmate.
Not yet. Murder's always on the edge there. Anyways, so they're having a first responders night, and they got the link at work. So she sent it to me, and it's so lower side of Upper Bowl at Ford Field in the end zone, $260 still. So those are discounted for first responders. So that's how popular the Lions are right now. So my only shot to see them is on a road game.
Yeah.
And the Vikings are awful. How awful? Well, I can get tickets directly behind the visitor sideline in the fourth row for $290 a piece.
That good?
Yeah, so it's at like the 30-yard line, right behind the players of the Lions.
Oh. Yes, that is pretty good.
Yeah, not bad. Close enough that you could see the entire field. Yeah, not bad at all. I don't know what the face value of those tickets are, but I'm going to guess people are hemorrhaging their Vikings tickets. The home team is.
Yeah, I think I'd rather go to...
Oh, no, they beat the Bears, didn't they?
I'd rather go to an inside game than
It is. That's inside.
No, I know. I was thinking Chicago. I'm like, no, I don't want to go to Chicago.
Yeah, oh no. Especially not in the... Yeah, no, thank you. So the other option was probably New Orleans or Dallas. And that Dallas game could be a big game if Dallas finds a way to turn stuff around. It could potentially be for some home field advantage. So, but anyways, back to back things. Yeah, I'm still trying to get my financing shit in order. Worst case, we wait another year. Best case, this comes through. Working with Nerd Wallet, actually, on some sources. So,
I thought of. Please hold.
mm-hmm.
Lightstream. There's something called Lightstream that would that would do something for you potentially.
Yeah.
And why aren't question?
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't want to answer, it's fine. Why is Square not a viable opportunity for you, or not viable? Something you don't want to do?
It's not that I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to empty my bank account for the other half of the funds. So I can get 32,000 from Square right now, but then I still have the other 28 to. And I don't want to start next season
In the hole.
not necessarily in the hole, but scrapping for, you know, like
Yeah.
funds were pretty low when we started the season this year, in the bank account. You go through. We're still spending money all winter long,
Yeah.
on various things. So, I think we started. I think we had $5,000 in the bank, maybe $5,000 in the bank, when we started the first day. So after you buy all your disposable stuff, your food and everything, it's like, oof, things get a little bit tight. And we started out slower than normal. That was our slowest opening week we've had,
Yeah.
which didn't help. So yeah, we spent the first month, kind of living, sale day to sale day, buying 2 or 3 butts at a time for the next day.
Yeah.
And it happens. It's fine. It's no big deal. I just don't want to. I want to make sure that we're not there again. So I'm more than happy to do other financing or hold off.
Makes sense.
I'm finding myself getting caught up in what other people are doing. So, and feeling like I'm behind because of it.
Yeah, we don't want that.
So, you buying a second trailer, Hallboy getting a second trailer, everybody's getting second trailers right now. So yeah, mentally it's like, all right, we need to get a second trailer now because everybody else is getting second trailers and we don't want to be behind them. But I have to remind myself that we have more expenses probably than other trucks do. Most aren't paying a salaried employee. Those costs for me are way higher than I would say probably 90% of other trucks doing similar size business.
Yeah.
But I'm making sure that we are set to go when we are ready to do that. So,
For sure.
having that balance for me is important, even if it means I make less money, and have a little bit less money in the business account. So,
No, completely understand.
so that's where we're at. Yeah, we'll see how. So NerdWallet works with Fundera, is their business kind of leg of NerdWallet for business funding and stuff. So they kind of do the same thing. They go out and seek out offers.
Did your leasing company?
I have
say
not
no?
heard back from them. I've emailed my guy twice at the end of last week and never heard it back from him, which typically is not a good sign. But it's unlike him just to go radio silent even with bad news. So,
Yeah.
so I don't know if maybe he was on vacation or something and didn't set his out of office or whatever. But I don't want to just wait for him and then in another week say, nope, we can't do it, and then I'm scrambling. So, yeah. And I'm really curious, and it's this whole personal credit, business credit thing is the most frustrating thing ever, because we intentionally put all our stuff under our EIN. Like, we have a business account through Verizon where our EIN is the only thing listed. My name isn't on the account anywhere other than the manager of the account.
Yeah.
So that way we could build that business credit, just like the trailer lease. We had to guarantee it, so we co-signed with the business to build that credit, and for our own protection down the road. But at what point in time do you get to start using the credit you've built? What's the point of doing it if it's not going to matter?
Yeah, if it's not something that,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think if anything, it should show that I will pay the business bills at all costs.
Exactly.
Damned my personal life. yeah, so that part's super frustrating to kind of see. Yeah, but we'll figure it out. And like I said, worst case, we have to wait a little bit longer, or wait another year, or we just put in the order a little bit later and we don't get the trailer until June, type of thing. Yeah, but hopefully we get some good answers over the next week or so. And there's a chance that we still tap into Square for a part of it, that we almost split it type of thing, which I talked about before I'd be into. So, yeah, we'll see.
So have you thought about, okay, and going back to that Square,
Yeah.
have you thought about trying to get a loan for half of it and then using Square for the remaining?
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. Like,
Oh, okay.
yeah, but I got to have everything in place before if I'm going to do that, I have to make sure the other funding's in place.
Yeah.
That way I don't have the bill due at the end and I don't have cash for it. So,
Yeah. No, I understand.
And same with the bank account, but that's the other part of, you have to outfit a whole nother trailer. So there's another, probably $2,000 to $3,000 in stuff to go into that trailer, pans and POS systems and, yeah, another jetpack to run that POS. So yeah, the other costs can start to add up too. So I'm trying to be patient. So if things fall into place, great. If not,
be patient.
If not, it's okay.
Exactly.
We'll get to our fleet.
Remember, my original plan was not to buy a second trailer to run 2 trailers. It was
Right.
just to replace the trailer I have.
Yeah, and really, my driveway situation, I never heard back from the concrete place on that second one. So I don't know if the county or the township is dragging their feet on permission for the curb cut, or what. But kind of everything for a reason right now, I guess.
Everything happens for a reason.
Yep.
For sure. All right. Well, let's get on.
Lightstream has aircraft financing.
They do.
I'm trying to see if anything falls into anything else. The other big problem that a lot of lenders have, and I'm sure we have food truck people that are going through this currently, if you're listening, or have gone through it, is the nature of the business that we chose to be in. Food service is high risk. Mobile food service is even higher risk. When you look at the majority of food establishments close in the first 5 years, yeah, it's not something that appeals to a lot of lenders. So,
which is weird. I mean, I guess it's done. Never mind. It's not weird. It makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. But I thought it would be. Yeah, it makes sense.
in our current economic landscape, coming off the huge housing collapse on a whole bunch of bad loans, and it appears maybe that the financial sector has wisened up a little bit, at least temporarily.
Yeah.
So trying to stay less high risk. Yeah. Anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Onward. Let's move on.
Onward and upward.
Yes. Hey, I have a question real quick before we move on to our listener questions. And maybe this is something for all our people out there to kind of post on our Facebook if you have an opinion. Are you guys in favor of this more loosey-goosey type of format where there is zero structure? Or do you prefer your podcast to have more of a kind of every episode follows the same pattern and timing, I guess? And there's been weeks where we spent an hour talking about our weeks. I mean, we're 45 minutes in still. Just curious if you would like a more of a segment-driven type of layout versus us just meandering through our daily lives, which is kind of how my daily life is. Just a thought.
One big meander.
Yes. All right. What are we talking about? Where are we going? What's what?
Well, I guess let's go to some questions. Now, you said I missed a question.
Yeah.
And
Isaac had wondered if we had the opportunity to open a second trailer with a different menu.
yeah, we talked about that because we talked about your soiree and paninis and soups.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. What was yours?
Well, I didn't have one.
Oh, okay.
I'm only
Your 47-page
semi-decent
menu? Yeah.
cooking one thing. Yeah, I talked about that 47-page menu many a time this week.
So Ramsey has started restaurant disasters or
Kitchen
whatever it is.
Nightmares.
Kitchen Nightmares.
Kitchen Nightmares all over
Did you
again.
see the second episode of this season?
No, I saw the diner one.
It was a cheesecake factory type menu. Had like 280 menu items on it.
Oh no, that was the first one. That
Was it the first one?
Yeah, the diner, the Bel Air diner.
Where he's counting.
460 something items.
It's like I lost count and I'm not starting over.
Yeah, that was. Listen, no, I wouldn't go that far. Probably ish. Well, probably would. But that's fine.
Yeah.
I have thought about a burger and dog concept every once in a while, but I get off of that knowing how much crap I gotta buy and go through, and
Yeah, burgers
I
always
don't
seem...
think organizers really take the time to understand the food trucks that they're hiring or booking or whatever you want to call it. I don't think they understand barbecue is like everything is made ahead of time and not made on site. And I don't know if it's up to us to educate them when they call to book us.
Mhm.
I don't know, but the one thing I say is we're not short order cooks. That's why we need to know how many people, and we need to get a good how many food trucks, stuff like that, because that's all stuff that we have to understand before we even go and buy food. So, yeah, that's why I thought, maybe I'll add burgers, just so I can be a short order cook if I really needed to. But then I'm like, no, it's more shit I got to worry about.
Yeah, I'd definitely be down for hot dogs over burgers, I think.
I did
the quicker
do
cook time.
Yeah, I did do at the last little event I had, I knew there was going to be a bunch of kids there. I did 24 hot dogs. And I did a kids meal, that and mac and cheese for like, I don't know, $9 or something. And more adults bought them than kids.
Yeah, I mean, we did that too. We were at an elementary school and they had asked for us to do something like hot dogs. And yeah, we went through a bajillion of them. Enough so that we ran hot dogs on a different day at a different, I mean, it was just an event that it seemed like a spot that maybe hot dogs would go, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. And that was just ketchup, mustard, onion. That's what we were offering on our hot dogs. You could take anything off. So, but standard hot dog came ketchup, mustard, onion.
Oh shit, I was running ketchup only.
Yeah.
Ketchup and a bun.
Yeah, I mean, we already had the onion, so it was I mean, you know, it's not like we're adding stuff. All we had to do was buy a bottle of ketchup and a bottle of mustard. But yeah, I don't know.
But the all beef hot dogs are the ones to go with. Like, I can't buy the I'm not gonna say the cheap ones, but
Not cheap
the
ones.
ones
The GFS, the package of 100 GFS hot dogs.
that are
Yeah.
you got to buy the all beef ones. I'm
Product.
sorry.
There's byproduct. There's pork product in there.
Yeah, there's a lot of byproduct. All right. Well, congratulations to Isaac. He sent us a message that he made the down payment and signed a contract for the food truck.
Yes.
It looks like Josh sent you a bunch of party favors. But congratulations to that. Looks like you're well on your way to a prospering career.
Yes. Enjoy the anxiety.
You will cry once.
At least.
And it's not when you get your food truck and look at it. It'll be something completely different. And then we have a question, which I think we covered, but since we've been doing this, for 15 years now, uh, we probably could cover again. Can you talk about the early days of your food trucking business? What are some of the challenges right now when you got your trailer, or challenges when you got your trailer? Do you do a soft opening, dry runs? How did you prepare for your first service? Mr. COVID, you want to take that one?
Hey, it wasn't COVID when we opened.
He opened it in his driveway.
That's right. That was our soft opening. So yeah, we it was a little while before we had our STFU license in Michigan, so short special transitory food unit. So we were running off of just temporary stuff for the first month or so, 2 months. It was a while. We had some minor issue. Shortly after we got the trailer, I broke it. Very shortly after we got it, a little miswiring for the RV plug. So we actually fried our sandwich prep table. No. Yes. No. We fried something. I think it was that sandwich prep table. Almost positive. It wasn't that one, but we replaced it.
The one you gave me?
Yeah. So we had some. We had parts replaced on it.
Oh, thanks.
Under the manufacturer warranty. We're like, I don't know what happened. It popped.
Ain't working.
Something made a noise and it smelled. So we didn't go through with our final inspection for our STFU until we were able to get that corrected. It just took 2 months to get it fixed. And that was not the fault of the trailer manufacturer. That was the manufacturer of the unit. And we had some problems with that happening. So, anyways, so yeah, we did a soft opening 2 weekends in a row right there in our front yard. It was interesting. It was a solid combination of delusions of grandeur and anxiety that no one would show up. So when we decided on how much we were going to cook, we erred on the side of delusions of grandeur. I think we cooked 8 pork butts and 4 briskets and like 12 racks of ribs. And then it was like, I don't know what's going to happen if no one shows up. But people showed up. So we sent it out to all our friends and family, just created a Facebook event. Had a lot of friends and family show up. The shocking part was that other people showed up too. We did not go through 8 pork butts. I don't think we went through 3 pork butts, but I think we did like $600 that day.
And you were happy as a pig in shit.
Oh no, I was terrified. The anxiety was quadruple the size that it was the day before. Because we lost a shit ton of money. You know? Not a shit ton, but you know. When you had a whole case of pork butts and a case of briskets and, you know, the amount of food we threw away. Again, just your brain kind of gets away from you a little bit. The sky is falling. If this is what we can expect is only $600 a day, I thought we'd be able to do $2,000 a day. Never the mind that we were just set up in my yard with 0 following at that point. I mean, not 0 following. I think we had 1,200 Facebook followers when we opened for business. So yeah, it was extremely useful to kind of figure out how the flow went. As far as timing wise, we picked up the trailer. Let's see, we opened the 19th was a Saturday. I picked up the trailer on the 14th of July. I was in Georgia on the 14th of July. I was back to my house on the 15th of July, and we ran a soft opening on the 19th. That I don't know that I would recommend. But it was one of those things where we were paying the payments for the trailer already through our personal funds. So it's like, let's get it going as fast as possible. We'll kind of figure it out on the fly. But we need to start kind of getting some income coming in. So if you have the ability, I would, kind of get things set up. Maybe do a very private, soft opening. Invite 50 people over. And have them come through. Just to trying to get your flow and figure out how things work and where you can make changes from there. But yeah, we were very much on the fly every weekend from there because I was still doing my normal 50 hours a week at my other job during the week. So yeah, it was a cluster. Our generator shut down halfway through our first day. It was 100 and I think that was a day that it was 120 something in the trailer. It was the hottest weekend of the summer. Was that weekend in July? But yeah, the generator shut down. Oil was the problem, and we found out how much more oil those things will burn on a hot day versus a nice cool day. And really not knowing how much oil those things hold or take, or yeah, all just kind of a lot of chaos. But we learned a whole lot that first weekend. That was my foray into figuring out how things work, and learning mechanics of some stuff that I never had touched before. So, yeah, jack of all trades now.
Master of none.
Master of none. How about you, Scott?
I wanted to do this with a friend of mine. Had differences of opinion, so it didn't work out. And so I traded my toy hauler. I was in the mortgage business and decided to skimp on the mortgage business on my job. And I took a couple events. My first ever one was at a brewery, and I was, as I heard the other day, shitting like a dog eating peach seeds. Scared out of my mind, and had people show up, and I was right down the road from another barbecue restaurant. People still showed up, and we made it. That was in October of 2021, October 17th, my daughter's birthday, which is tomorrow. And as of now, it's the word's gotten out. We're doing well, and I wouldn't. Yeah, I gotta say pretty much what Josh told me when I first started working with Josh once, and to see if I liked it. And the morning was dead. In the afternoon, it started getting busy, and I was contemplating like, okay, he's parked. It's like when did I come? Like April, and it was cold. And you were parked on like a marina, but it was right across the street from a trailer park. And I'm thinking, okay. And we just talked, and the one thing that Josh told me that I still hold true today is you're never 100% ready. So I took that, and yeah, had obviously a year-over-year growth so far. Purchasing the second trailer, which again, I'm scared out of my mind for, but it's been a wild ride that I probably would never change. I'll make mine simple.
Hey, I'm a complicated guy.
And knock on wood, my Predator 9500 generator has almost 1,300 hours on it, and knock on wood, has not had a problem yet.
How often are you doing oil changes?
Oh boy.
Oh, you haven't done one?
I have not done one yet.
In 1,300 hours?
It has not, the button, the light has not come on.
Okay. Mine has those on it too, the oil buttons, or the oil.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're for.
It's your indicator.
Of what?
Low oil. It says it right next to the
I've
button.
been out of oil. Mine never came on.
I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. No, I'll do once I'm done. Once I'm done this season, I'll do it.
I don't know what to tell you. I've now had 4 champion generators. That light's never come on, and they auto shut off when the oil's low, which is nice. They won't run with low oil.
So mine only shuts off if the carbon monoxide detector is a little touchy. I have to drop my tailgate every single time.
Yeah.
Other than that, nope. Yeah, just do your due diligence on where you're at. Is what you're thinking about starting a food truck for. Do you think it's wanted? Do you think there's not enough in your area? Do you think you could travel? Is there somewhere where there's enough traffic where you can get? I have a constant conversation with one of our listeners that's probably listening right now, that you might have to travel to somewhere out of your local area. Do your research on your permits. Do your research on your fees. Figure out how much it's going to cost you every day to set up. Those are big ones.
Yeah, fees and permits and stuff. Way more extensive than I thought it would ever be.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a whole off-season, kind of job.
There are some states that you have to have a license in every county. There are some states you have to have a license for the state, but then permits for every township.
Well, that depends on the township.
Yeah.
That's up to the township, whether or not you need a permit for the township or city or whatever. None of those are the same. The applications are all different. Some of them, we have, the city of Wyoming requires you to have a business license with the city of Wyoming, as well as a food truck permit, which is super awesome. So if you have an idea, super easy if you're only going to be a stationary truck and you're not going to set up at a different spot every day, and you're just going to set up there and then do festivals and stuff as your other part. That makes it a whole lot easier, because then you don't have to worry about one city or township license, more or less. But if you're moving around, before you ever get your trailer, check every one of the cities and townships that you're thinking about going in. Reach out to them now, figure out what you need, and get the ball rolling as soon as you can.
And take the time, take the time to really do it. To really, okay, if I'm going to set up in this town, I need X, Y, and Z. Make friends with health inspectors. Health inspectors are there, to do a job, but the more you're on good terms with them, the more they're on good terms with you. And I'm not going to say let things slide, but might be in and out in 5 minutes versus in and out in 30.
Right.
Make friends with your townships. If your township or your town or city or whatever doesn't have a food truck ordinance, don't work with them on it. If that's something they want to do, where I set up normally, they want $110 for 30 consecutive days. And we're working on something because I'm only there, 3 days a week, or right now it's only a day a week. Well, am I going to pay $110 for 52 weeks, or once a week?
Yeah.
Don't be afraid of competition. Sorry, we're going into the second question, which is what advice would you give new food truck owners? Don't be afraid of competition. There is anywhere you can set up is a great place to set up, because I don't care if there's 7 fast food restaurants around. I tell you what, the people that go to those fast food restaurants are starting to get sick of those fast food restaurants, because they get the same thing over and over again. Give them an option. I have a Big Boy right across the street from me. Old people go to Big Boy. Old people love them some Big Boy. But this past week, I actually had a couple of the waitresses at Big Boy come over and get food for me. So that was kind of cool. and they just broke ground on a Taco Bell right next to the big boy. So when they get tired, when they realize that that's not the best place to go, they'll hopefully come over to me. So have realistic expectations of where you are. Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to fail. It still hurts, but don't be afraid to fail. Because I'm definitely
to find a counselor now.
Better help. We need
Yeah.
to have them as a sponsor.
Yeah. That's 100% serious though. I know Isaac, you have other restaurants and businesses and stuff, so you may not be affected by the anxiety that a first-time food truck owner or business owner might be. But man, there's a whole lot of self-doubt and other emotions that go into running this thing. Skippy said you will cry. I did. I was sitting on the floor of my trailer more than a couple days, trying to figure out if I should just drive my trailer off the edge of a cliff with me in it, because everybody would be financially better off. So you have those days, and then you have days that you can't imagine doing anything else. And as long as those days are happening,
Outnumber the other ones.
Yeah, you're okay. Yeah, I mean,
Have a. We talked about this too. Have a strong support system.
Yeah.
That's a key. Is the people you love will always be there to support you. Yeah, don't screw that up. Don't screw that up.
Don't screw that up. But,
And obviously, make good food. I mean, at the end of the day, make you some good food.
good food always wins.
And another podcast that has been referenced a couple times, Cue the Mic with Darren Worth. He said, "Don't try to. I don't try to be the best barbecue somebody's ever had. I try to be the most consistent." I think Josh lives by that too. We want you every time you come to our truck to taste the same thing over and over again. So you never have a question of, oh, is that different? Or that doesn't taste as good as last time. Because all you need is that one time where it doesn't taste what they expected and the chance to lose a customer. So don't focus on being the best. Focus on being consistent.
Consistently good helps.
Yeah, well, good. You can add the good there too.
I don't know. I mean,
And start
I
drinking.
was in business for an awful long time, serving consistently bad food. So
White Castle's in that group too. So
yeah, I mean maybe. I didn't have any problems with White Castle.
You love you some White Castle.
I've only had it once ever.
I had it with Rasmus on an 8-hour drive
Yeah, I'm sorry.
through Chicago.
Was that more of his bad experience made your experience worse, or?
Oh no, he's a White Castle professional.
So he had his diaper on already?
Oh no, but when you turn your center console into a what is it, a table, and you know exactly how to alter your sandwiches, yeah, he needs to be a VIP.
For what it is, it's
the
not
same
bad.
things that he got, and I'm like, ugh.
Oh.
Anyway, so yeah, just be consistently good.
Yeah. All right.
So, what do you got going on this week?
More roadside, good locations, making money.
So, I saw you're at you're doing Corewell Health.
Mm-hmm.
They just bought a huge hospital over here, or over on the east side.
Yeah.
They merged, whatever, with Beaumont Hospital in Detroit. Big hospital chain.
Cool. Yeah, for the most part, they're solid locations for us.
Do
It
they
ebbs
just
and
let
flows.
you in, or let others in?
Huh?
Is it others other than you? Like they
Yeah.
rotate? Okay.
Yep. Yeah, they do usually about once a week. At well, some locations we're the only ones that go. Other locations they do a food truck a week. So, um, yeah, I mean, there's definitely ebbs and flows in business. It's not super consistent week to week or month to month or whatever, stop to stop. Um, but yeah, I mean that's the same as everywhere, really. I mean, for the most part. But
Yeah.
overall, they're good spots. Yeah, I mean something we'll continue to do next year as long
Are
as
you
they want
gonna
us. So,
what are you doing with your panini presses?
they're still sitting in my storage unit. I don't know. You want one? No. Okay. Unfortunately, they are too big to have inside the house because they're commercial units, and not anything that I want to pull out of a cupboard every time I want a panini. Otherwise, I'd have one in my kitchen, and they get a little smoky. Yeah, so they're sitting in my storage unit right now. Probably break one out at some point in time. I'd set it up in the garage or something.
I mean, the new trailer would have plenty of space for it.
Space, yes, but power is the problem.
Oh yeah, power tube.
Yeah, when I first got the first one, we broke it out of the box and set it up during lunch service because we were gonna have a panini, and we popped the fucking breaker on the generator. The 50 amp or the 50 amp breaker. So that's how close we were to. I mean, and those things pull a lot of power. The new trailer, the steam tables are all gas, so the draw is a whole lot less. So it has entered my mind that it might be a possibility. It has also entered my mind that we might roll out some sort of sandwich this year still for the last couple weeks or whatever. We just have to run a separate extension cord out of the trailer and around and into the other plug on the generator. We haven't met the load of the two generators. It's just that 50 amp plug is maxed. So we can use one of the 110 outlets on the generator itself, and it's fine. But then we have to have the door doesn't close all the way, and it gets breezy and cold. So, yeah, something we thought about.
Why don't you grab a 5-inch hole saw, drill it right through the floor, and do one of those little flappers in it?
No. No. Thank you, though. I appreciate the thought. I am trying not to put any holes.
Well, it can also be a drain or a drain hole when you power wash it.
But then I have to crawl underneath the trailer to get the cord every time we drop it through.
Just drop enough through? I don't know. I didn't think about it. I just thought about it. Okay?
This is your problem, Skippy. You don't think it all the way through.
No, I know. Boy, do I.
Boy, do I know.
Boy, do I.
No, this week should be good. We've had a lot of requests for chicken wings this week. I think I saw somebody else did the same thing. They haven't had chicken wings in a while. Yes?
Oh, I did chicken wings this week.
Oh,
I
yeah.
haven't had them all year.
Yeah, yeah. Somebody
I
asked.
did whole ones, though.
So
Whole ones sold.
we did them once or twice early on when we were trying to figure out how we were going to do the wings. Yeah, but then you get some of those big ones, and it's like, how do you can't get them in the freaking box? And
Oh, the boxes were tight.
yeah,
They were
six
tight.
wings and 6 whole wings in one of those boxes where if they're not laying flat and they kind of pop up a little bit, they look like a little tripod dinosaur guy. Yeah, that gets weird. Got to get creative in the boxes.
So I feel the longer you hold wings, the better they get.
Uh-huh. Yep. So we shoot for ours to be done an hour before we do service.
Yeah.
And then we let them sit out on the counter covered for a half an hour before we sauce them. Because otherwise it's too hot. they're too hot, and the sauce just runs off them, and all the sauce is on the bottom.
True.
So yeah, when we first did wings, I think it might have been in 2019, our first year when we tried it. I was tossing in sauce to order. So I had a bowl there, and I was tossing. Yeah, that was time consuming.
Good times, wasn't it? Good times.
Yeah, I mean, props to all those people that frickin' Bubba's one of them, I think, that, slice into order and pull into order and stuff. Good for you guys. It's that's time I don't want to. Yeah, it's not for me. In the current format we have.
Yeah, not for me either.
That's a brick and mortar format for me. So once we get there,
when you got 12 people.
Yeah. But yeah, we're all at Chicken Wings this week. I think we talked about wrapping up apples a little bit and some things. Played with it a little bit last weekend. The best thing I could find as far as like in the Pillsbury line of products was cinnamon rolls. The regular size cinnamon rolls, I had to use 2 to be able to, and I didn't have a rolling pin, so I was hand pressing these things as thin as I could, and then wrapping it around an eighth of an apple. But it took 2 of those cinnamon rolls to get around that apple. It probably was a quarter, somewhere in that area. Anyways, and then to set it in the smoker until it was nice and golden brown. It was a little cinnamon roll apple turnover. Not bad. Definitely needed the icing or something like a caramel or icing on top. But the apple was delicious and soft and hot, and so led me to try some other things, and I think we're going to end up with an interesting dessert type item this week. So,
Cool beans.
Pictures coming eventually. So
I was thinking about doing something with a different kind of bread, like an apple strudel bread kind of thing. But
man, that'd be sticky.
or
Like a
an
sandwich with
cinnamon
apple
bread.
strudel.
Like an apple cinnamon bread, something like that. Cinnamon or something with apple, because Pillsbury makes it. No icing on it,
Yeah.
but it's just a normal piece of bread with apple cinnamon swirl, chunks of apple and like cinnamon swirl in it.
Yeah. For me, that bread has to be warm.
Yeah, well, the thought was keep it in the package but put it in the warmer. But then I don't know what that's going to do yet.
So
That's the thing.
now that we're to this time of year and we're away from the 80-degree weather and we're back to cold, it's the challenge that we've had every year since we've opened, in the spring and in the fall. How do you keep buns at a normal room temperature? I don't need them hot. I just need them not cold. So we've set stuff on top of the steam table, like on top of the pans for meat and stuff, just to try to collect some of that ambient heat. And that works okay as long as you're rotating them and flipping them over from time to time. Otherwise, they still get too warm and they start to toast almost.
Yeah, and you get condensation in the package, and then when like they're moved, and then you go to grab them again, the bottom of the package is kind of harder. We'll say.
Yep.
Harder.
And then, and as far as inside the warming cabinet, I think there's potential there. But I think you have to take them out of the plastic package. I think you'd have to do, like, put them in a full pan. Like, stacking a full pan with some foil over it. Huh?
Have you thought about like a bread, like a tote almost, like a bread box? That you take them out, you kind of stack them in a tote, if you will.
But how do you keep them warm in the tote?
I'd put the tote just right on top of the warmer.
So we've put stuff up there too, and
like I've run out of cornbread, so I've had to buy a frozen package of cornbread, and I put that on the warmer, and it.
So yeah, that's where ours goes in the morning to thaw. But again, you'd have to get the right, and I know they make them, those bread boxes, and they got the little shelf on the bottom. So they're not. You'd have to make sure they weren't sitting directly on the bottom.
Like a wire rack almost.
Yeah, because otherwise, I think those bottom ones are going to be toast, essentially.
Yeah.
In multiple senses of the word. Yeah, I think that, or you could. I think you could do them in like a full pan covered with foil in the warming cabinet. But then it's a pain in the ass to get them in and out, and you get a hole in that foil, and that dry air is just going to dry them out.
I know Bubba buys, and well, you use brioche buns too. So
Yep.
Bubba buys the frozen ones from Gordon's
Mm-hmm.
and puts them in his warmer.
Does he use? Is it
I know we have to
Detroit Bread
maybe we'll
Company?
Maybe we'll get him on the podcast.
Yeah, he said he's waiting to get it come on, so I told him to send me some availability.
No, I don't believe not Michigan Bread Company. I believe they're actually frozen.
Yeah,
Like
you can get
Gordon's.
those come frozen too. Michigan Bread Company does.
Oh,
If you buy them by the case, they come frozen. So Gordon gets them frozen. I learned that when we were doing the paninis and stuff.
oh,
Because they stopped carrying them. My store stopped carrying the sourdough, I think. And the only way I could get them was buying it by the case.
they're
He
expensive.
says keep your buns in the bag in the warmer.
I've kept tortillas in the bag.
Yep, in the warmer. Yeah.
I've kept sub buns in the bag in the warmer
Okay.
when I've done like hoagies or whatever. But yeah, it makes sense. I could see it.
I'd just be worried about the plastic sticking. I know it's not super hot in there, but it doesn't take much for that plastic to stick to the bottom. Because I've stuck a paper towel in there to soak up some grease, and then I was in the middle of something and went back to it, and it's all stuck. But
Well, that's paper. That's
yeah,
paper, but
I understand the difference between paper and plastic.
but it's also something that's sticky to it. So if you have something sticky on
Right.
the bottom, then yes, the bag would then stick, sir.
Move on.
Anyway,
Yeah, Bubba. As soon as you give me some availability on Mondays, you let me know when you are available, and we'll get you on the show. Be happy to have you. A seasoned veteran.
grizzled, if you will, grizzled veteran. Oh, we got to might have to name. Might have to name. That'll be about the first episode we might name the diva episode.
I thought that was every episode with you on it.
I'll simmer down. I think I'm going to make a trip to Aldi today. I'm going to see what I can find at Aldi's.
Okay. Are you looking for new menu items?
You just never know what you can find at Aldi.
They have good stuff.
I know they do. I get that. Completely, fully understand that.
It just seemed like an odd, out of the blue. I'm going to go to Aldi.
I told you about the Apple stuff that I was looking for. You told me to quit pussing out and make my own.
Mm-hmm. Which is super easy.
Completely understand. Man, a 6-pound can from Webster store is $13. See,
So a
that just
pound.
tells
A pound for 16.
6 pound,
Oh.
a number 10 can. So that's typically about 6 pounds.
Of what? Apple pie filling?
No, these are spiced home-style country apples. Did somebody just chime in? I heard a beep.
No, that was my phone voicemail.
Oh. Look at you, always in there. Everybody trying to get a hold of Josh.
God, why are you so angry all the time?
I'm just really hoping for a good week. Like,
I'm
I'm
sorry,
honestly just,
my phone rang. Jeez. I didn't answer it.
hey, no need to get angry.
Chad says that Bubba said that next Monday is fine. I mean, are they roommates now?
No, my guess is Chad's probably texting Bubba. Which is good. It means he's not calling me yet. Just kidding, Chad. Love you. I did give him your phone number, so he'll call you too.
Oh, okay.
We need to have a live call in.
No, because I need somebody screening calls.
I know. Yes, I'm hoping for a good week this week. I have a catering gig on Wednesday. She said, "This is the greatest thing. She wants the most low key wedding reception ever on a Wednesday."
Huh?
So it's from 5 to 8.
Uh-huh.
It's like 35 people,
Okay.
$1,000. And it's
All
my
right.
hometown. So it's like down the street. So I'm like, okay. So like, I just want you to park there, open your window, and sell. I'm like, okay. You're good.
Okay.
And then are you doing any trunk or treats?
Yeah. We have
We
two.
have one. Ooh.
Yeah, not until next weekend though. Or yeah, next Friday, and then on Halloween.
We have one this Friday. That's really, and then we have a Saturday Witches on the Town event in downtown Mason. Be our first soiree into Mason.
Nice. Yeah, we had a lot of requests for them.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
worry about them.
Yeah, it seems to be we're in another area where there's just a lot of getting a lot of requests, short notice requests.
Just think, 2 weeks, and we're done. Like pretty much done. Well, you're
4.
done in 4 weeks.
I got 4 weeks.
I got 2 because then I go to Dallas.
Yeah, I have, and those are all full weeks for us. We got a short Saturday coming up, but for a school event. But other than that, yeah, they're all full days. Our last week is going to be a shorter week. We'll probably be down just to 3 days that week, but yeah.
I think I'm gonna do some lunch services this week. Most of my stuff is in the evening. Now that I look at it, be damned.
Yeah, we are lunch and dinner loaded. So
Good. All right. Well, Bubba, we look to have you on our wonderful podcast at some point or another.
yeah,
Chad,
reach out to me.
listening? Mom, have a great night. Today, sorry.
Yeah, Bubba, reach out to me and I can we can get you set up with links and times and stuff and what we are thinking. So
Prepare for the questions. There's a lot of questions.
oh yeah, lots of questions. Chad did send in something a while ago when we were talking about kind of format of the show. He said a topic, so I'm gonna guess he's would prefer a more structured type of layout. So stuff we'll work on over the probably the winter when we have more time to prep week to week and kind of play with some different layouts. So, but thank you. If there's specific segments you would like to make up, we'd be happy to entertain them. From our Q crew. No, that's not good. No Q crew. We need our truck ducks. Truck fucks. Truck bucks. I don't know, Skippy. You've gone silent again. What are we calling our people?
Definitely not trying to be silent. Oh, and congratulations to a couple, or to all the winners of the Jack Daniels World Championship Invitational Barbecue this weekend.
Me and Mo's friends of mine, good guys.
Yes, yes,
A Canadians
Hey.
won Taste of Home, so
yes.
got a coveted barrel top.
Friend of mine, Smoking Hogs out of Abington, Massachusetts, won chicken. Rich Parker did not have his best cook.
I was like, I didn't hear anything from anybody from Michigan, so I'm gonna assume that didn't go great.
He did not have his best cook. He's still a world championship cook in my heart. I can tell you that his rib recipe from the class I took from him just garnered a 180 at the perfect score at the American Royal this past year, because I know who used it. Woot woot. And on that note, 11:31. Please catch us on all our social medias at Sweet Racks, at PB&J's of Barbecue of Michigan. Until next time, toodaloo.
Yeah, make sure you follow us, the Monday Morning Food Truck, also MMFT on Facebook, and Sweet Rex Barbecue at Facebook. So thank you, everybody. Have a great week. Happy selling. Stay dry, stay warm, and we will see you next week.
Stay hydrated.
Thank you. Bye.